Yo, yo, this is Brandy Coffee coming to you from, yes, her car while her kid's in gymnastics. So I wanted to get on here and be relevant, right? You know, I got to keep up with my YouTube channel. It has so many followers, and my peeps need to know how it's going. All my peeps out there. So, anyways, coming to you today on a pretty rough day, and I know everybody has had bad days, and this is a pretty bad one to be on a Tuesday, right? We're not even halfway through the week yet, but that's okay because I've had a couple great days, and I think that's how the Lord prepares me, is to have good days to be able to survive the hard days. But today I just want to get on here and talk to you about the value of friendship and community, and how hard that has been for me in this time of life as a single parent. And I can't tell you how hard it is to be a single parent, and it is a big struggle, and I have a lot of help and a lot of blessings in my life, but the day-to-day emotional toll is hard, and to be in this situation and dealing with some struggles that probably maybe another single parent, just some different struggles, and you know what I mean. But I just had some sweet friends and coworkers who they just listened to me, and I was so thankful for that. And they encouraged me, and they just they just say the right words that I needed to hear, and I was so thankful for that today. And I know that's the Lord putting these people in my life to encourage me, and the biggest encouragement is for someone to say, like, hey, this isn't normal. This isn't typical. You're in a hard situation, and you know, you're doing fine. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be okay. And just I think the hard part too is with me as a single person, and maybe anyone in life too, balancing the work life and the parenting life. Okay, so everyone has to do that, right? Everyone has a job and is balancing parent and relationship with their job. But my job as a teacher, and I'm dealing right now with some really hard cases as far as students and behavior, and just some really hard things in my job. And a coworker said this today: our job is really hard, and teaching today is very hard, and to have the struggles at home and then to have them at work as well is super stressful. And so I think the hard part too for me, and I said this very clearly, and it's good to voice when you're struggling. That's why those friends are good, the friends that listen and encourage, because you need to voice out loud things like, I'm struggling with this insecurity that my kid is going to be this high schooler that I'm having to deal with now. Like, how horrible this high schooler is, the insecurity that I have that my kid, if she doesn't correct this behavior now, which is very true, but is on kind of an exasperated level because I'm seeing a high schooler, and I'm not seeing everything, and there's a lot to factor in on that high schooler as far as home life and things. And it's not right for me to try to compare my kid in that situation either. So for me to be secure and confident in what the Lord has given me my kid. The Lord has given me He's going to be there to help me parent through this, even though it's a single parent. He's called me to it. He's going to help get me through it. But to put it in perspective, as far as my worries, that it's a different ball game. Yes, I'm dealing with trauma kids, and yes, I'm raising a kid who's been trauma, who's been through trauma. Yes, they are, but it's different. And you kind of have to have not only this teaching brain, but this psychology brain, and it goes back to worrying about the right things and taking care of what you can take care of. And honestly, talking it out with friends is huge. But to, in the end, say that's not a good comparison. Like, you can't compare your kid's meltdown with the other kid's meltdown that you had at school. Those are two different kids, and yes, you're the factor in that all, of which I've had people in the past tell me that I am the problem. If I have problems here and I have problems with this person, I did have a pastor tell me that one time that I was the problem. So that's a little bit of past insecurities as well. Coming into my life and how I move forward. But I gotta forgive myself and leave all that behind. Forgive myself for trying to compare and just put it on the right playing field and perspective. And going back to the key things, like, I'm doing what the Lord has called me to do. He has put such sweet people in my life to encourage me and help me through that. He has just continued to provide for us in ways. And even in my church attendance, and I just want to come online and say this too, I worked in church for 20 years. I enlisted people every Sunday to work. I go to church now, and I just go and I sit in church and I worship and I listen. And my kid goes to Sunday school or church, kids church, and she comes out and we go home and we go to lunch. And I've been doing that for 2 years, and I'm struggling that I'm not serving or doing anything. And I have tried, and it just it fails every time, just because of our stage of life and what we can do and what we can't do. And so even church, I've had to reevaluate what my purpose in church is, and what I go as just a member. And I am probably the worst case scenario of what every pastor wants, is they don't want someone to come and just sit in the pew. And that's kind of where I'm at in life. And I don't see that being always the case, but for right now, it's just had to be that way. And this church girl, who want to get all those boxes checked, attendance check, Bible check. I never was good on the memory verse. I'm gonna X on that. But I was great on the bringing my Bible and coming and seeing friends. And even that's different for me at church. I don't know anybody. I waved to one person at church this Sunday that I know, and so that's it. And that's crazy for me, but that's where I'm at. So I just wanted to encourage you, if you're there, on comparisons. It's not just a comparison that we can do as women or single parent, on the parenting game, whether I'm being the correct parent, but it's doing those wrong comparisons with our kids. And our kid is our kid, and we can't compare it to the behavior of other kids, especially if you're working in a high needs area, which I do. And so that's probably going to be just a bad comparison altogether. So remember that when you think about your parenting skills, and remember, you're not failing, and I have a high standard of excellence. I've only been at this parenting game 2 years, right? And I feel like I'm failing because I have, these expectations that are just ridiculous. And to say, okay, we're making it, like, she got to school today, and I got to school today, and we got to gymnastics tonight, and she did apologize for some behavior, and that is huge. And we weren't there last year, so I'm thanking the Lord for that. And as my friend Kathy said today, small steps. And as my friend Katie said today, it takes a village. And I'm thankful that I've got a great group of supporters. And so remember that as you're going, if you've made it 10 minutes in. Hey, have a good week. I'll get on here and give you a little Christmas present. Thankful for watching my YouTube here in the next couple months. I promise I won't let it go that long. All right, talk to you later. Bye.